And we're back with episode 5. If you are unaware of this series, we're going through each of the new starter decks that we got for the 2023 season. We've gone through Angelic Accountants, Balancing Act, Blossoming Growth. We've given them all rankings. We've gone through Grave Matters. Can't forget about Grave Matters. And today we're going through Ignite the Forge. One reason I like to play with the new starter decks every season is to look at what Wizards of the Coast is thinking about when it comes to the creation of certain cards. And this deck makes me think about House of Horrors in ways I haven't thought about. I've played artifact decks, but I've never really included House of Horror. Let's read this and look at what it does. For 1 and a tap, exile target creature from your graveyard. Create a token that's a copy of the exiled card, except it's a 0/0 construct artifact in addition to other types. And it has this creature gets +1/+1 for each construct you control. So how do we get constructs besides just getting rid of dead creatures in your graveyard? Well, we get them with Oni-Cult Anvil. We're all familiar with what Oni-Cult Anvil does. Whenever one or more artifacts you control leave this battlefield, during your turn, create a 1/1 colorless construct artifact creature token. See that? Do you see it? 1/1 colorless construct artifact. Same thing goes with the Sokensan Smelter. So if you get both of these out on the field and say you put the Blood Tithe Harvester out, you sack the Blood Token because you think a 3/2 for 2 is good enough with the Blood Token, right? You sack it right before combat, create a 3/1, and then Oni-Cult Anvil procs as well, and you get another 1/1. So you get 2 creatures out of the deal and 2 constructs on the battlefield. Then let's say that Tushi is in the graveyard. You could exile him from the graveyard and create a construct that is him. So I have to admit, I have played matches with this. I have recorded matches with this before doing this introduction, and let me tell you, it is very effective. Very often you're going to have something in the graveyard that you're going to want. One thing that I think is really fun to do is take these little virus beetles here, right? The little bitty guys. They're little 1/1s, but each opponent discards a whenever he comes in. Great. That's awesome, right? Then sack him to the Sokensan Smelter because he is an artifact. Sack him, goes to the graveyard, creates a 3/1, creates a 1/1 as well. You get 2 little creatures, and then you tap and pay 1, and you bring him right back out into the battlefield. And and then he's a 3/3 for 1. It's incredible. And you can do this with almost everything in this deck, and it is a beautiful thing. Don't want to spoil anything and give it a ranking now. I gave it a ranking at the end of this video. It seems to have really good symmetry. That's something I've got to give to Wizards of the Coast. Usually, whenever you see the starter decks, they're really bad. Like, for example, the previous starter decks for 2022 were not great. They were very situational, and they could blow up in your face really quickly. But with the 2023 decks, I mean, they work a lot better. It might be just because you got better symmetry in Kamigawa and Streets of New Capenna than you have with other sets. They work together really, really, really well. So that might have something to do with it. But I also think that they have people that are actually thinking and planning these decks a little bit better than they have in the past. And I really, really appreciate that. So we're going to get into some matches and show how all of these artifacts work together and create pain for our opponents. But before we jump into those matches, let me take a moment and say thank you for being here. We have a very small channel here, but it is growing. And so apparently people are liking what they see. If you like the material, go ahead and go ahead and hit subscribe and join me for more shenanigans in Magic the Gathering Arena. Let's get into some matches. Smelter, Blood Tithe Harvester, Dollhouse. I would love it if we had a third land and maybe not the big score, But we have a lot of neat little tools here. We could even slow the opponent down with an Infernal Grasp. Smelter. Is that a sign of removal from the opponent? Maybe black and blue? Blue and white. Well, let's get this tapped land out of the way. Play the Harvester. Swing for 2. Harvester is a really good card. For 2 mana, it's a 3/2. Almost every red-black deck, I try to get Harvesters in it somewhere. for some reason. And there's a borrowed time. He takes the Harvester, though. I think the opponent should have, got the Smelter. But we're definitely going to pay for this. And now we can swing for 5. Ew. Oni-cult Anvil. Well, here's the thing. We don't want that surviving. We want the oni-cult Anvil out. So I think we do something like this. And now we can swing for 5 again. Opponent is down to 9 already, and Dragon Spark Reactor is getting near fatal. Gains life. Another Metropolis Angel. Voltic Surge. Oh, I don't want to do this, but we kind of are going to. It's not what we want to do, but it's best for the cause. Next, we will pay 1. Then we will sack this. Yes. Triggers. Swing. 6 more damage. He opts to not block. And opponent is saying good game. Quartermaster comes out. Hey! Thank you. I wanted to say thank you, but I couldn't. Okay, opponent swings. Gets to draw a card. I think next turn we Voltage Surge the Metropolis Angel. But no, actually we just popped the Dragon Spark Reactor. Oh no, the opponent... No, I thought the opponent would have disappeared. Oh no! You know what? You're watching, aren't you? You're watching in the future this YouTube channel. We'll pop him for 1 here. It doesn't really matter. We've won. So let's Voltic Surge. Submit 0. Next. Pay 1. Sack the Construct. Yeah. Never didn't have it. We got a Scrap Welder here. Ceremonial Knife, Fibrous Beetle. So this stuff will be really good if the opponent doesn't have a whole lot of early game shenanigans. If he does have some early game shenanigans, though, this becomes excessively bad. But so far, we're looking pretty good. Of course, but it's only turn 2. Mana, Dragon's Guard Elite. See? So, with the Elite coming off, it makes me think that the Virus Beetle is really good here. Because he's got a lot of spells, or he wants a lot of spells. He discards a Shadow Cat. Swinging for 2. We're going to have to take it. And he's probably going to pump this sucker. There it is. Big play. A 4-4 now. So I don't think there's a good way out of this game. The Dragon's Guard Elite is very dangerous for us. Oh. If I attack, we'll get another counter on this. But it puts us closer to death as well. Because he's swinging for at least, probably... I'm going to guess he's attacking for 6 or 8 here. And that puts us very near death. No, he only swung for 4. The Constrictor comes out. So if we play 4 here, we'll have 3 left. So that's not good. We can Minder. Gains a little bit of life. Then we can do this, get rid of that elite, and now we're looking pretty okay. Now we're looking okay. Able to swing. You get another counter on our Dragon Spark Reactor. Oh boy, moss-covered skeleton. Nice little card here. Okay. Getting rid of the Minder. Draws a land. I don't think the land really helps us, so I'm going to discard it. And try to get something a little bit more appealing. You know what? Let's do something like this. Yeah, discard the beetle. We get another beetle and a Blood Tithe Harvester. We could sack the Dragon Spark Reactor, kill the Constrictor. We only have 13 health left, so I think that that's a good idea. He gets to feign his own death here, so that was not a good idea. No attacks. And we can't block this. Squint Wielder comes out. Come on, opponent. It resolves. Virus Beetle. It gets out. Power Word Kill. So opponent is out of cards now. Won't be able to swing here, create another blood token. We're going to have to block, right? Oh, not what we wanted to see at all. Discarding that. Drawing. Circuit Mender. No attacks, end of turn. We are live. That's disgusting. Top 3 cards of your library, put one of them into your hand, the rest into the graveyard, and then at the beginning of your end step, each opponent loses life equal to the amount of something life they lost. But we do get a Dollhouse of Horror. Fantastic. Now, I'm going to test something real quick. Awesome. Now, I discard him, take out that skeleton, and we're looking pretty good. Okay, Searchlight Companion. We have the 4 on field, but he could definitely block something. Virus Beetle. Let's make him discard those cards. Yeah. Okay. Swing. What's he going to do? Power Word Kill. He will survive by 1. Nope, he does not, because bam bam, good try opponent. Oni-cult Anvil. No Scoopy yet. Deal 1 damage directly to face. And that, my friends, is how you play artifacts. Neat little deck. Neat. Couple Virus Beetles, Voltic Surge, and a Mender. Pop that first. We might get a chance for Voltic Surge on turn 1. Tapped land. No, we did not. Get an oni-cult Anvil. No better way to really start with an artifact deck. Yup. Virus Beetle. Discards. He keeps looking at the oni-cult Anvil, so he might be thinking about removing it. This will give us a life, basically, and we'll trade our Virus Beetle for a Construct. Pardon me. Kaido! Creature or Planeswalker. So we can't hit him on the first turn. Actually, we can. Before he phases out, let's kill him.
Oh, there will be next time. It's like your defenses aren't even there.
Oh no, we handled you pretty easily. Circuit Mender. Blood Fountain. Do you want to trade? I'll trade with you. No, he does not want to trade. Well, in that case, we'll hit him for 1, sack the tapped artifact, create a not tapped artifact, gain a life, hit for 1. Yep. Gets rid of the Mender. We get a Synthesizer off of it. Let's actually put that Synthesizer down. We get a Mender. There we go. Swing! Swing away! Pop the tapped artifact, create one that's not tapped. Keep going. He's got his own Circuit Mender. Let's pop the Synthesizer here. Get a Virus Beetle off of it? And directly attacking the opponent's hand sounds pretty good. He discards a Mind Flayer, which means he's probably got a pretty good hand. I think we hold up attacks for now. But since he's got that Mind Flayer, we know to hold our Infernal Grasp. Thirst. He had the island to discard there. Okay. Yeah. Dollhouse of Horrors. What luck. Good game, opponent says. Opponent says good game. We've got 3 constructs out here, too. When is the future? Put some cards into his library, shuffles, draws. Infernal Grasp on a construct. That's kind of a move of desperation right there on an opponent's part. Can't block. Whenever he deals damage to a player, create a blood token. So, let's start this by sacking the Virus Beetle. Get more things in the graveyard. Get another construct out. Now we'll pay 1 and get a Virus Beetle and put him onto the battlefield as a 4/4 Virus Beetle. That's amazing. These things are constructs as well. Let's actually put another Virus Beetle out. Discard another card. Swing for 4. Ooh, takes it. Takes it. He has his own dollhouse. That's what I figured. Okay, so he steals my my beetle. I'm gonna make him a sad boy here in just a second. He might end up scooping away. Kill that. Dollhouse. Virus Beetle. Yes. And now we sack this Virus Beetle to create another construct, make it bigger. Make it bigger. Opponent. I thought he would scoop away, but maybe he just left. He might have just left. And I can say for almost 100% certain now that our opponent has left the building. Well, can't let him win like that, so I'm going to have to stick around and wait. If he comes back, I'll let you guys know. So the Ghost Wizard has become a ghost of himself, and yeah, he is not returning. He is just going to die. Victory. So, just because I'm a little upset that he left, if you're going to create a Dollhouse of Horrors deck, make sure you have creatures in it. Yeah, just a bit of advice for you, opponent. Oni-cult Anvil, Sokenson, Blood Fountain, and a Scrap Welder. Not bad, if I do say so myself. Only the most skilled of draws. Get the cult out. And pass turn. Definitely don't want to sack it. Rafine's Tower. Nice start. Okay, so opponent's going to be drawing a lot of cards here, it looks like. Alright, get the Smelter out, get the Blood Fountain out. Okie doke. Here's the thing, do we start stacking this now? Yeah, why not? Start getting some value going. Was that security bypass? Wow. This is going to be very dangerous deck. Very, very dangerous deck to face. We're going to have to be quick. Discard a card. Discard a card. Thank you. Next. Autopay. Virus Beetle. Oh yeah. Start swinging. End turn. Hopefully we can just rush through this opponent really fast. Ruin of Sustenance. That's going to slow things down. Growing Bigger. Wizard class. Lantern of the Lost. It enters the battlefield. Exile target card from a graveyard. Exile Lantern of the Lost. Exile all cards from graveyards, then draw a card. Wow. He's going to swing. We're going to have to punch through this opponent fast. My turn. We draw land. I guess we can big score here. Discard the combat knife. Or ceremonial knife. Voltic Surge. That's already too big for Voltic Surge. Pay 1. Sack this. Swing. Unfortunately, this is a creature or planeswalker. Another Fairy Vandal. He's asking us basically to remove it. Alright, it's activated. Abilities can't be activated unless they're mana abilities. So, yeah, this is no longer a thing. Gets 5 health back. Opponent goes to 11. Okay. Target this. Sack this. We're going to be really close here. We're going to be really close. Autopay. I think we killed this. Is that enough? I think it is. Victory. Yes. So, I think we've played this deck enough to get a pretty good understanding of it. Let's move to a post-game wrap. And this deck is actually pretty good. I really enjoyed playing this. The Silken Sand Smelter and the oni-cult Anvil had great symmetry together. I mean, these two are very good together. Dragon Spark Reactors were great. The Dollhouse of Horrors was fantastic. Nope, I said I was going to only save the Blazing Sun from now on. This card, well, it was pretty decently okay. I've never seen these, these sack dragons be great, but it was pretty decent, and it did a good job getting through the library when I needed it to. The Virus Beetles were very powerful, especially whenever they matched with the Dollhouse of Horrors, and the Ceremonial Knife was able to get some good blood out of the field. Overall, I want to give this deck a 3.75. We can't give all the decks above 4. And generally, I mean, like, I gotta hand it to Wizards of the Coast. Like, these decks that they made are actually pretty good. Man, what was it? The 2022 decks, yeah, basically had Lifeline, and that was the only good one. But I think a lot of these are actually pretty competitive, especially in play. Especially in play. So if you're just coming on, getting your daily wins, like, these starter decks are not terrible. You could actually get your daily wins pretty quickly and pretty efficiently with them. With that in mind, what are we looking at for upgrades? Well, for upgrades, it's going to be quite easy, actually. Get rid of that. Get rid of the twin shot snipers. Add one more oni-cult anvil. One dragon spark reactor. And one more experimental synthesizer. You also might want to think about removing Atsushi and adding in another Dollhouse of Horrors. But overall, I think this deck is pretty well structured. So, I mean, another Dollhouse, another Oni-cult Anvil, another Dragon Spark Reactor. Remove the things that really don't make sense, like the Volduran Bloodcaster. I think the card is okay, but not great. Atsushi. I'm not a big fan of these Dragon Spirits, but, you know, beggars can't be true choosers. I would also remove the Scrap Wielder and maybe even the Professional Face Breaker, and definitely Falcon Wrath Forebear. You want to make this deck a little bit faster because it works really well in aggro. So, removing Scrap Wielder, Professional Face Broker, or Professional Face Breaker, Falcon Wrath Forebear, Volduran Bloodcaster, and Atsushi, the Blazing Sky. And for those 5 cards removed, you add 1 Oni-cult Anvil, 1 Dragon Spark Reactor, 1 Dollhouse of Horrors, 1 Synthesizer, and a Blood Tithe Harvester. Right? And that should do you really well. If you don't want to add another Blood Tithe Harvester in this position, maybe another Ceremonial Knife. Or if you want to put the third Blood Tithe Harvester, as said, one of the best 2-drops in the format, maybe not put a 4th Oni-cult Anvil in and put in a 2nd Ceremonial Knife. So those are the tweaks I would do, and I would start there and start to build out the deck in your own image at that point. So you're still here. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and join us again for episode 6 coming up. And episode 6 is going to be dealing with On the Hunt. Now we're getting into another really good color combination right now, red and green. And I'll see you there. Make sure you like and subscribe so you know when it comes out, so you can get in there and see how that deck does. Anyway, it comes to the point in the video where I have run completely out of words. Bye.